Welcome to a world of fantasy, a world of magic, a world of danger, a world where Thursdays call for scattered showers and 40% chance of goblin punching. This is the D&D world within the Retro Planet. The players include Kloolas Larspawn as Hum the Tiefling Bard, Jean as Crispy Bandek the Air Genasi Ranger, JayBrilliant as Veronan Fellsworn the Aasimar Sorcerer, Rikkaku the Sai-Krowe as Toba Thunderdon the Loxodon Druid, and yours truly, RetroKaiju as Drogar Bargash the Dragonborn Barbarian, along with MasterWabbit as our DM. We hope you're just as excited for this campaign as we are, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this adventure in the D&D world.
I'm moving to the main. Sheesh. Still the story third card. Yeah, I know. Okay. Anyway, those are the plugins you can find her. Don't you give me that sass. Speaking of the director, you can find Rikkaku with these plugins. Even though he's not here, I'm still gonna plug him in.
Yep.
I would have asked.
Should we plug in our baby being as well? She needs to take another week off or another couple weeks off.
That is fine. Yeah. We can go ahead and plug her in. I only got one plugin from her, which is her Twitter. I don't know if she had anything else.
I think she also has Space Hay.
Yep.
Does she?
Yep, yes she does. I believe that is also G926.
Excellent. So you can find her at G926 on Space Hay as well. Okay. Last but not least, I'll go ahead and plug myself. You can find me on my Twitter by the same name, JayBrilliant, J_Brilliant, Twitch at /JayBrilliant, and TikTok at JayBrilliant. All right. Accrements, or that's not the right word.
Attributions.
Attributions.
Attributions. Yep.
Thank you.
So let's get some attributions out of the way. We are using The Pyre by Kevin MacLeod as our intro and outro, and other audio you will be hearing is provided by Tabletop Audio. Both of these groups have graciously allowed their work for Creative Commons, but you need to use it with some attribution. This is that attribution. And I believe if there's anything else. Oh, hang on a second. Just
Well,
you guys there. I just realized that I was
I was gonna ask.
You probably should have said something because late
sorry.
at night Wabbit is loopy. Yeah, all right.
Well,
there we go.
yeah,
There's
true,
you.
but I know that, but I also know that Wabbit is Twicky.
Yep.
As a quick aside, I've escaped Killarney's awful Wi-Fi. I've actually walked out of my previous employment due to stress.
Yay!
So now I'm
not the stress part,
so
but
now
yay!
I'm in better Wi-Fi. So hopefully I won't have as many lingering issues.
I mean, you sound good, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best you've ever heard.
Awesome.
I'm already happy about it. Anyway.
Yeah. Hopefully no cats can interrupt. Balin almost knocked over the microphone.
Oh, we gotta love the kitties. All right, so it sounds like, without much further ado, let us return to the world of Opulencia. All right. Previously, our adventurers, were at the... Was it Clovenchar? No, it was Mesaville. Right, I'm trying to remember what it was. All right, so hang on. Let me just go back to 6th session. All right. So, you all have gone through a bit of a court debacle, a bit of a tense back and forth between you, defendant, prosecutor. The evidence you provided for what happened much prior in a cave was accepted as evidence. And so from there, you all took a carriage from Mesaville back to Port Town. And while in Port Town, you left one of your companions asleep from a massive sugar rush inside the hotel room. You bought a warping bowl, and through the advice of a mysterious dragon creature of some sort, to head into the woods for a gift for Drogar. Once Drogar entered the woods, he found his gift. A bear saddled, harnessed, ready for battle. And on your way out, you destroyed a tree, and you arrived outside the woods, but not in Port Town. Instead, you arrived outside of Wardbloom. And upon investigating Wardbloom, you see that your companion Crispy was in chit chat with the owner of the Adventurers Guild and the chef cook that's there. You all barge in, and the first words out of Yuvin's mouth were, "Where have you been? It's been over a week." And we are going to start there right now. So, you've all entered this room. Yuvin is staring at you, dumbfounded. And where have you guys been? It's been over a week. And Mac is, no, he's like mixing drinks. He like stops and he almost drops the drink, but he like picks it back up because he's, professional like that.
So Veronan's going to scratch his head. Oh, weeks? You've been gone for weeks? Are you?
No. No, actually, you've not been gone for weeks. Last time we heard of you, it was like on the 17th, and it's not like the 28th. It's been over a week.
So we've been gone for a week.
Where have you been? And Yuvin is definitely flustered at this point. Just, he is like shocked because whatever conversation he was having with Crispy must have pertained to you somehow.
Hum just finds a chair close to the door and stays as far away as possible. She's already feeling bad about not being much help in the fight. So just being here and learning just how much time has actually passed, she's just trying to digest it all.
While that happens, my apologies.
Oh, yeah. As you were doing this, Hum, you notice that Crispy is looking towards you, and her lip is quivering a little bit. You think you see like some tears are starting to form in her eyes. So, Drogar, as you were about to do?
Hum also weeps.
Drogar just, he leans over the counter. He just looks at his hands, and then he looks back up there, and he goes,
Well, it's a little hard to explain, really. You see, we ran into something that spoke in my native tongue. Another dragon, named Puck. They said that they...
As soon as you say Puck, Yuvin, jumps up a little bit. Wait, Puck. What color was he?
I believe he was orange. If my eyes were...
At this point, he steps away. At this point, he steps away from the counter, turns around. He's doing that, he's trying to contain the cussing. And then he turns right to you. You spoke with Oberon's Puck.
Yes.
You listened to him, and you didn't tell Crispy any of this?
Well, it was the last minute. We were just coming back.
How much have you been keeping this to yourself? And Mac, at this point, it's he is stepping away from you, but a little bit. He is, he knows when the boss is in the bad mood, and he is in a bad mood.
We only knew about this for not even a night.
Not even a night. And you decided to listen to him, huh?
I didn't even know who he is. I still don't know who he is. All I know is he and his master gave me a bear just outside.
A what? And he looks outside. And, hang on, this is going to be too funny. Where is? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. PC characters. Okay, Drogar's bear. I should be able to drag that. And okay, yep, he's a little small. Just.
He's a little small.
Right outside the window, you see this bear just going. He's just looking at the door like a puppy. And he's like, it's not quite like pause on the door, no pause on the window or anything. And as soon as you say this, a couple of women nearby just go.
You can almost hear the wind in the violin.
Yeah, at this point, like everything in the room like goes dead silent. Not only from let me just turn that audio off because at this moment, Yuvan has been yelling at you. People have been like stopping. Then as soon as someone shouts "bear," everyone turns and looks and backs away a little bit. It's almost on the verge of getting to be a panic.
It's all right. It's all right. The bear is with me. He is trained. No one is going to get hurt.
I need for you, Drogar, to roll for me a persuasion check. Because let's face it, you are trying to tell people that a grizzly bear right outside the door is not going to attack them.
That is true. All right, let me just go ahead and. Oh boy, I forgot to turn off the turn on the hardware acceleration for my dice. It's gonna take like a couple of seconds. Oh, did I just roll? Did I just?
For the sake of podcasting. Oh, nice. For the sake of podcasting, we're calling our rolls. And my beloved just rolled a nat 20.
Holy smokes, we're a total of 24. All right, 24. That is a really high roll.
Yeah.
And so at this point, Drogar's bear is looking at the window. It does like that tilt. It tilts its head to one side. And so it is very much one of those so everyone in the room is like, like a couple of the guys are like getting their swords from their side. They're like, it's like half sheathed, and they're all pulling it out. But as soon as they say that, like there's a tense moment of waiting, and the bear is just looking, blinking. They look like people are looking at you, Drogar, looking back at the bear. They're slowly putting their weapons away. The wizards who are like in the midst of casting a quick spell, they're like canceling it. They're putting aside their bat guano from the side. Ronan knows what that's for.
Oh yes, I do. He does.
Yep. So at this point, Mac's like, "Wow, a bear! You got that from the Feywild or something?"
Yes, it was a gift from his master. We rode into our first battle against a living tree. I'm not saying just its leaves were green. I mean, it had a face. It roared at us, and we took it out.
I do need to correct you on something. The leaves were not green on that tree. They were more like deep purple violet.
He wasn't saying like they were. He was saying like he isn't he wasn't like. He was saying like it isn't like we were just like saying like living as in like the leaves were greener or something, like it was just alive.
So you haven't mentioned.
What he meant.
All right. So Yuvan is okay. Yuvan's listening. It's like. So let me get this straight. You guys went on a bit of an adventure without your comrade. You didn't tell her any of this. Do you have any idea how much damage you've caused?
When somebody tells me to go and seek something important, was I not supposed to? No one told me that.
You should have told Crispy what the plan was. And at this point, he's like pounding the side of the bar he's at. Like you see like drinks like jumping up, and he is mad. It's like, I cannot believe it. I should kick you out of this guild right here and now. Mac is telling me, he's like, God, Yuvan, what? Yuvan. It's getting late at night, right? I don't think these guys meant any harm. Just you want to call it a night early? And Yuvan is like, fine. And he walks out, the back. He walks out towards the back of his kitchen. He opens the door, and it slams it shut behind him. And you hear Harry going, "Hey, what's the big guy? Oh, sorry, boss." And you hear like the doors just slamming behind him, and he is, definitely gone and out of the picture for the moment. And
seems someone's
Hum
missed us.
gets up and quietly leaves as well.
Okay, so you are leaving?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Veronan's...
So at this
Sorry. Okay. Veronan's gonna walk up to the bar. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna look at them like, so are you closed at this moment?
Mac's like, no, we still got about an hour to go. But
So, can I have a coffee? I'm trying to play his character. Sometimes he just doesn't care.
Coffee? No.
He looks at Drogar. I need this.
I can get.
After that tree, I need this.
I can get you a water. Probably not good at this time, and I've seen what happens when you have too much, pal. But
Okay.
no, I got something better. And he pulls out 4 shot glasses, and he takes, he reaches behind him, and he goes up towards the top shelf of the drinks, and it is a very elegant brown bottle. It's got all sorts of etchings around on the outside of it. It looks like vines, a couple of grapes here and there.
Huh.
And he turns around and says, "Yeah, this is from." Oh, hang on. I'm just gonna make sure that the year on this is going to be like believable according to the in game. This is 3694. Pretty good year. It's almost 100 years old, and honestly, he pops it open and starts pouring out. And as he pours it, the drink goes from it starts like a cherry red, but as it settles, it like slowly turns into a more purple with a little more of a blue tinge. Pours that out. Pours out 4 shots for everybody. Puts it back. Don't worry, this round's on me. And he sticks the bottle back on the top shelf, locks it up there. And he takes the 3 shots out and passes it out to Toba, Veronan, and actually no, wait. Toba's not here, so Toba at this point is just like, oh, I'm very tired. I'm trying to. Oh, Rikkaku's gonna murder me for this.
He's listening, so be very good at this.
All right. Toba is like, oh, it's been a long while. I may want to go to bed, but and as he's thinking, like all of a sudden, like, oh no, the keys. And he pulls out keys 11 and 12 from the hotel room that you guys were supposed to go back to a week and a half ago.
Question. Isn't Toba technically still a dinosaur?
Is he actually?
I mean, it wasn't mentioned, and quite frankly, I'm not going for all of this. So it would have been at least an hour for, getting out of the woods.
Okay, fair enough.
For intents and purposes and for, less than comedic value right now. He's, very much the woolly mammoth with the dinosaur tail that we all know and love. So
Okay.
He pulls out this 12 keys. He's like, oh, I don't know what to do with any of this. And you hear, I may want those keys, good sir. Max looking around like, was that any of you?
No. Was that any of you?
So it was like shaking his head.
Veronan's gonna furrow his brow because he usually associates the with the puck, and he just takes a shot and just be like, "I'm ready for anything. Let's go."
All right. So as you take that shot, it's like weird. It starts like cool as soon as you drink it, but as it goes down your throat, it like warms up in your chest, and it definitely, it's got a sweet little fruity flavor to it. And as Toba's looking around, it's like, what's going on? Very similar to Puck dragon, like becomes visible, and but instead of it being orange, this one is blue.
Oh, no.
And the wings are a little longer. There seems to be more of them. So more like the dragonfly look in it. And
oh no, Puck's hurt.
No, I am not Puck. Sorry. Man words difficult to learn. And he hops down to the counter. And at this point, like some other people are like, looking over like, should we be concerned about that? And you hear like a patron, it's like, there's a bear outside the door. I don't think whatever that lizard thing is going to hurt us much.
That's fair.
Oh, too good. Oh, God. Mac is sitting there. It's like, okay, are you Puck? And this blue dragon turns to him. It's like, did I not say Puck? I'm not already. He looks at the keys. Yes, 11, and picks up the other key. 12 keys. My master Oberon expresses his many and at this point you Drogar would understand him saying how do you say I'm sorry for all the stuff that's happened in English? That doesn't make it in common. I'm not sure. His grievances for Puck's behavior, but there is some things to explain. First, I am of Oberon's Sealy Court, and the circumstances of time that has happened was unintended. You can tell that common is not something he's comfortable doing. It's like he's somewhat learned it within, foreign exchange student had just learned English for like 3-4 years. So, like the remedial student, not quite great at it.
Drogar's just going to be, he just looks over and he's like,
would you rather speak in the native tongue and I can simply just translate for everyone if it makes it a little easier for you?
This blue dragon, like, oh, that would be absolutely excellent, my good sir.
Very well.
He like crawls up next to you on the bar, and this whole time Crispy is like downtrodden and looking, and she's just like not exactly happy.
No.
She's just like looking at all this, like, what is going on? So the blue dragon is going to go, yes, well, if you could explain to your colleagues and to the fine people of this establishment, is that the time in the Feywild normally should be pretty decent. You should have arrived back in Port Town, but Puck decided to play a small trick on you by asking you if you wish to go to your hometown rather than Port Town. That was something that Puck really likes to do. He likes playing silly little tricks. You did manage to get back to your hometown, but, I mean, you were going to come here eventually, and Puck's idea was that you would arrive here basically the night that you left in the woods. However, that tree that you all destroyed, that particular area, temporal pockets, and the tachyons around there, and at this point he starts getting a little technical with things, but from the gist of it is that you weren't supposed to be thrust forward in a week, in however many days it was.
And so with that being said, Drogar, as best as he can without it being too confusing, would actually relay that back to everyone in the room.
Okay, so I want you to make for me a... Let's see. I want to see like whether or not you actually understand how time travel works in the Feywild. Yep. So that is going to be... How about... Make that an Arcana check for me.
Arcana, oh boy. All right, here we go, and roll it! There we go. I was like, 10, 11.
All right, so a lot of these details that this blue dragon is telling you is going over your head, but the gist of it is like, okay, so we weren't supposed to be shoved forward by a week at least.
He'll just...
I'm not entirely sure if I'm completely understanding, but we weren't supposed to take a week to come back here.
Oh, man, it wasn't just a week. It was... hang on. Mac is going to say, so 17, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that's going to be a week and 5 days, because you left on the 17th, and it's like, it's like the 28th now. It's...
in a week and a half.
About a week. Oh, wait, what's it? 27th? Oh, wait, no, 27th. My bad. Retcon, 27th, 28th. There's something happening later, maybe. Cough.
Oh, dear merciful, I know what
27th. So it is basically a week and a half. So it's now the second day of the last week of Budsprout. And, yep. So that's all sorts of calendar stuff. So Mac is there's like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, there's a thing. Yeah, that's good to know. But what are you gonna do with these keys here exactly? And Glisten Rock. No, I'm sorry. That's the dragon's name. Whoopsies! I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Metagaming.
You know what? I can retcon this. So he tells you, Drogar, it's like, my name is Glisten Rock, by the way, of Oberon's Sealy Court. So you would have relayed that information, right? Sure. Forward in time, you have watched these enough. So at this point, he looks at Mac and goes, when one travels backwards through time stream, possible forwards. No, it's no. He's like a little bit of cussing, and he's a little bit of cussing.
May I do the
draconic?
May I say the line?
Sure, go ahead.
Veronan's gonna be. I'm gonna get cursed up for doing this, but Rikkaku asked me to do it. Veronan's gonna take a deep breath and be like, time isn't a singular line. It's more of a ball made of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. If that makes sense. If you get the reference, I love you.
Doctor Who knows.
Got your answer.
Oh, we are all nerds, and we love it.
Yes.
Of course we are. We're playing D&D.
Well, yeah, no kidding. So, Glisten Rock's like, that's not accurate, but what I was trying to say is that time can Feywild and... no. He looks at Drogar, it's like, can you please translate this for me? He's like, you got it, please. All right. So, in the Feywild, time can move differently from the common man era. It can move faster. It can move slower. It can even go backwards. And what I'm going to do is take these keys and go back in time to the morning of when you left, so that way these keys are not in two places at the same time for too long.
He said something about having these two keys at the same time. I'm sorry. Just know that they're doing something to make sure that everything works fine.
Veronan raises his hands, his hand again. Like, I think what he's trying to say is he's going to take these keys back in time to solve the anomaly of there being the same item existing in the same time space. He looks around, making sure no one's confused.
Anomaly.
You get that?
At this point, Glisten Rock is like nodding his head. It's like, you are a smart one. Yes, but
That's right.
He takes the key. Yep. So he's taking the keys. He takes they're like on a key ring. He moves the kind of puts it up over his arm, kind of like an armband. Well, I must be off, and Oberon sends his many sincerest apologies. And also, he turns over to Mac and says, 50 gold, if you would. Should be in box of holding. And then disappears.
There you go.
Mac is like, oh, okay. I think I get what he meant at the end there. So, I don't know if I really explained this to you, but he pulls out the box that Yuvin uses all the time to pay you guys. So, all right, let me see, what was that? Simple code. He tries opening it and it locks. Oh, come on. Tries it again and it opens this time. And he's like, whoa, oh yeah, okay. So he takes just a fistful of gold, puts it on the table. So yeah, that is payment for services rendered from Oberon of the Sealy Court, which, yeah, Sealy Court. He looks over towards the door where Yuvin had just left in a fuss. There's a reason the boss was kind of angry about you, as he's putting the box away. And we are going to jump to the outside real quick. Because, all right. Yep, all right, because I don't want this scene going on for too long without So at this point, Yuvin is storming off to his residence, right? And so you have quietly slipped out of the bar. The bar, like a guild bar. There's lore reasons that we haven't gone into about that. When the time comes, I will reveal.
Okay.
And so what are you doing this time of night?
Hum is going to try and find a quiet area in the residence and just break down into heaving sobs.
Okay. So you happen to go to the quiet part of the residence, and you just begin crying. At first, you recognize these whispers that were constantly hounding you. Just as your time in Warbloom has gone on, these whispers just keep haunting you. Now it's no longer a whisper. It sounds like there is a woman calling your name. Hum.
Who's that?
Tomorrow night, the church. Help me. And you like whispering and it goes quiet.
Church tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow?
Go ahead and give for me a nature check.
Okay, nature. Oh my gosh, I nat 20'd.
Okay.
Woo!
So the okay, I didn't.
My modifier is +3, so it's a 23.
Yep.
It's a stop nat 20.
Okay, yep. Okay, so you spent some time to think about what's happening tomorrow, and you look up at the sky, and the moon Rikkaku is barely a sliver. It is, new moon rising, and you realize that tomorrow is a new moon. That Rikkaku will not be there. And that's about all you can really think about that's really important for tomorrow.
And she's just filled with dread, just remembering.
Yep.
She's still breathless from the sobbing, but she's trying to decide whether or not she should go back to the guild and tell the other mates, or go find Yuvan, let him know what's going on.
At this point, this late at night, I'm looking for the correct character. One moment, please. Common NPCs, where is... Oh, come on. Actually, no, that's why I'm looking at the wrong... If I could pull this character out, please. Okay. As you were sitting there sobbing, and you hear another voice. Hum? Oh, goodness.
Charlie?
Charlie? No, unfortunately, it's Georgie.
Georgie, I'm sorry.
I was bad at remembering names. Yep, it's Georgie, our favorite, really old halfling.
I'm sorry. It's been a while, longer than I thought. Just so much has happened.
Georgie, pulls up alongside you and, takes a seat. Looking at you. What's wrong, my dear? What all has happened?
Drogar, one of ours, he was brought to the Feywild, and we just left one of ours behind in Port Town.
Oh,
we've left the poor Crispora for almost a week and a half, and poor dear's just worried sick, and Cuban is just furious with us, rightfully so.
Yes, of course, he'd be furious, but an entire week and a half? And not one day went by and you didn't think about that. It seems odd.
We didn't realize what had happened until we had just come back.
Yes, there's Feywild and the temporal archons or whatever it's called. No, they're called tachyons. It was, Georgie is like scratching his head trying to remember what someone told him about time travel, but I'm just a simple old fool now. But, well, I suppose you had your reasons, but Crispy, when she came back into town, she was a little frantic. But,
understandable. We were just gone. We had every intention of returning to her. I had every intention of just going right back. I wasn't even sure how long we'd been away.
Have you told her this yet?
How could I? Just going over to her, just saying we were following the Dragonborn so that he doesn't get hurt by this tiny bug of a dragon that's told him that he's got a present.
At this point, Georgie looks at you like, bug of a dragon? I'm pretty sure there are more fairies than bugs, but
I understand. It was hard to say. It was this small dragon, probably smaller than me drum, and with dragonfly wings instead of just regular dragon wings.
Oh yes, that sounds like a fairy dragon to me, indeed. They can be they're good at heart, but of course they have some trickery up there. But
Clearly.
yeah, most are employed with the court, but it's he looks at you. It's like it's not a good time to explain all of that. But well, if it's always if you're not comfortable going with your friend, then maybe you can wait here for your friend to come to you. After all, gestures over towards the Sparrow's Wing. At least is that what it was called? Hang on. The Sparrow's Wing. That's other. Oh, come on. Oh, organization, places. I am organized in all the wrong ways. Yep, Sparrow's Wing. Okay.
As a true DM would.
Yep. My notes are like a dartboard conspiracy. It's just all the articles are everywhere. There's red string connecting everything. But yeah, this point, you'll be able to spot your friend walking this way, and maybe you can make amends somehow. Sound fine?
Things always do sound fine. It's whether or not it'll actually happen.
Really?
With how furious Yuvin was. I don't even know if I'm even fit for this. Or if he mentioned that he would be more than happy to just get rid of us from the guilds right then and there.
No,
because of what's happened.
No, I did see him storming off earlier, and I think maybe you should know something about him and the Feywild. We're gonna jump over to the inside the guild again, and at this point, I just realized something. George should have. No, wait, no. You guys in a residential district, he probably wouldn't have noticed the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the bear's outside, so let's remove him. So Mac, as he's going through here, say, all right, the reason the boss stormed off so bad about the Feywild, it's kind of the reason why he retired from adventuring and started taking up this guild thing. It was about a year ago that he used to run with a group. Yep, he was part of an adventuring group, along with the I don't know all the details, but I do know Otto was one of them. And as he says Otto, he's pointing over towards Otto's Emporium, the general store that's over there in Fort Bloom. Yep, that was one of them. And the other one, there was like two other. One girl was double checking my notes to make sure I do not screw this up. All right, Revan. Yeah, Revan. Wonderful drow very wonderful drow warcaster of some sort. At least I think she was a warcaster, but she was pretty good. And the other one was Rhea. Yeah, that was her name. Yeah, man, those four. They would come in here and they would talk all the time about their big stuff, and you're like, oh hey, we killed a bunch of trolls over here, and man, it was fun serving them. Let me tell you, they were a rowdy bunch, man. They would drink you under the table. It was crazy. But the last gig they were on, they I don't know all the details. There was a lot of hush hush about all of that. But and we are going to jump to outside Wardbloom, where Georgie is explaining to Hum. There was a group that he used to run with before, I retired and he took over. There were four of them, and one of them was Revan. She was a drow who was very, very powerful with magic and possibly a warcaster. She said warcaster, but he's like looking at you winking. May not have been. Turns out that the last job that Yuvin went on with his other friends, something had happened on that job. He's like trying to remember all the details. He's scratching his head. I knew that they talked about someone called. No, what was that? Zadok. There was something about a Zadok. That's. I wish I could remember more, but age robs me of more than just.
Zadok.
Okay, so Zadok, you know that name is associated with Toba somehow in a very negative light because.
Zadok, you mean?
Yeah, Zadok.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I'm trying to remember. So you were.
I wasn't with everyone when they were talking about what happened with Zadok. So.
Okay. All right. So yeah, your character. I mean, you probably would have sensed something. Oh wait, there was also that moment when Toba was in the bar talking with everybody about his backstory about stealing an egg and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you would have at least known that Zadok is a name of some sort you would associate with Toba, and you're not sure what it's all about, but you know that Toba does not like that name. So, and they were going out for a bit. They went off to figure out, the four of them, but about a few months, not months, so he's like, it was some time later that only 3 of them came back. And we're going to jump back inside the guild as Mac is telling the story. So yeah, the 4 of them, they go out. I don't see them for a long time. And then they come back, but Ray is missing, and they are all really sullen. And, yeah, that was pretty bad. But the worst part of it, what happened that night. Apparently, Yuvin, from what I heard from from him, is that the following night, Revan just walked into the woods and disappeared. Yeah, so he chased after her, and swore he was right behind her, but turned a corner and she wasn't there. He looked around, and apparently, and we're going to jump over to Georgie and Hum. She exited into the Feywild, and we have not heard anything since. And Yuvin, poor Yuvin, heart full of love. He, at that point, shortly thereafter, it was just Otto and Yuvin, and they quit adventuring. So, once, it was not long after that I retired, that Yuvin took up my job, and that Otto started that emporium over there. But haven't seen him in a while, but I'm sure he's doing fine.
Poor Yuvin. Of course, he would associate the Feywild in something so negative. I mean, there's already just so much warning against it.
It can be a beautiful place. I mean, Joan Feast talked about it a lot. Hang on, was it Joan Fee?
Yeah.
Double checking, making sure that I got. Yep, it's Joan Fee. Joan Fee's been there plenty of times, but she's from the Feywild, so she knows all the dangerous paths to avoid and the turns you're not supposed to take in the woods. And
she's certainly she's wooed Drogar with that sort of knowledge as well.
Oh,
if she hadn't have told him about it, he probably wouldn't have even thought too much about his gift over there.
His gift, and at this point, yeah, it's too funny. You see Drogar's bear, it's like looking at the weather, then as you say that, the bear looks at you, takes a paw up and shifts it laterally as in waving high. Georgie, yep. Georgie leans back, what in the what? He's slowly lifts his hand and also waves it high. Is that honest? Is that that's a lot. And he's he takes out a pair of eyeglasses, puts it on, and they're Coke bottle glasses. Oh, yes, that would explain why you need to go. You can't really tame wild bears unless they're. Never mind. Puts the glasses away, and I mean, whatever. I'm hang on a second. The distance between the bear and you guys and the sparrow's wing, whatever. It's fantasy. We'll just wing it. So at this point, Georgie stands up. And well, that's the story of Yuvin and the Feywild. I appreciate if you just didn't tell him that I mentioned this, but I do hope that you do fix that bridge between you and your friend Crispy. She's a good girl, of course.
Of course.
Uh,
Well, she is, of course, a good girl, and I'll see if I can certainly try.
right.
I hope it would end in some sort of positive light.
Okay, well, best of night to you. And he walks away, and
As to you.
Yep, we're gonna jump back inside the guild. And Mac's like, all right, just do me a favor, just don't tell him that I told you all this, because he's a little sensitive about Revan, because she and her, they were kind of like, as he takes two index fingers, he starts like wrapping them around each other, and then he's like, maybe they weren't that close, I don't know, but they were awfully close.
Of course, I won't say a word.
Yeah, but that's just I'll try and smooth stuff out over the morning with him, right? So that way, although he really should have. He's like looking over at Crispy, and Crispy has not touched her drink at all. And it's like, hey, Bluegills, you all right? And Crispy is, no, not at all. And at this point, she is like sadly just walking up, and she just walks out the door slowly and just leaves.
No, Drogar's feeling some great sense of having to go out there and apologize now.
Choices and consequences. And Toba's like, oh, Crispy, wait. And, Toba's now chasing after, as Crispy leaves, and Toba's like, we got to apologize, and chasing after her.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna turn around and try and get out there and apologize to that. It's only the right thing to do.
All right, so Drogar is heading out. And Veronan, same thing?
Taking notes. Lots of notes.
Yeah, there was a massive lore drop there.
Yeah, that's what I've been calling.
Notes.
I've got the notes. Yeah, he's gonna follow Drogar because he feels the same sense of guilt that everyone else does.
All right, so everyone has now exited the bar. We are going right outside of Wardbloom. We have, let me just make sure I'm getting the correct layer here. So first, you notice Crispy is like slowly walking, and then you see like tears are starting to stream down her face as she's walking over towards the Sparrow's wing. And then shortly followed by Toba saying like, Crispy, wait. And then you see, come on, please work. Token layer, thank you. Shortly thereafter, followed by Drogar and Veronan.
Okay, and so Drogar.
And the bear is now following you, by the way. So as Drogar leaves, you see like this bear just following him just a little bit, kind of like a very obedient dog.
Aww.
Very good,
What
very
is
good.
bear if not more? Wait, I can't say that. That's another streamer's thing.
It's okay. And so Drogar just kind of he lifts up the knee.
Crispy, please, just hold on, please.
Like he doesn't know how to do this. He tries to get her attention, obviously.
And
Hum is in a hidden area, so it's the quiet area that Georgie had found her in.
All right, so you're gonna try and stealth? Is that it?
She's just looking on for the time being.
Okay, so you're not like deliberately trying to hide for like a stealth check or anything. You're just listening in. And as Crispy is walking by, and she's walking, she's sobbing hard.
Oh my goodness! Ooh.
And you can see that there are tears streaming down her face.
He takes a step to the side a little bit, just to kind of show off the bear.
It seemed very important when I was told to go into the woods that something important was to be there, a gift. I forgot, and I'm sorry to have forgotten to tell anyone. It just seemed very important for me to have just ran with it, and look what I have to show for it. I'm a friend now, and you know, he is very terrible at doing this. He'll stutter for a few more minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm just checking a couple things. Okay, so she had a plus 0. All right, so 14. I don't want to like fully role play another person's character. That seems kind of, but you know, this was. And she's like, "You listened to that dragon? I just." And she's just sobbing right there, and
Oh boy.
yep. And your bear is gonna walk up to her, just. Crispy looks up, and your bear just gives her a big old lick on the cheek. Just at this point, you see like Crispy is like trying to like stifle her laughter because granted, this is a Feywild bear, so I'm pretty sure that bears in real life, their tongues are rough enough to like strip flesh off the bone, or is that lions? I can't remember the.
No,
At this point, it might as well. Hey, let's make it a canon here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hang on. Okay, good enough. I'm going to start down a rabbit hole of bear tongues, and then I don't know if I want to search for that on the internet because
That's fair.
that sounds
Yeah, not
like
this late at night.
there's oh god, if I end up on TV tropes again doing research.
She does.
Oh goodness gracious!
So Drogar's bear is nuzzling Crispy. He's like, stop. And she like looks at the bear and starts scratching behind its ear, and Drogar's bear is leaning into it, and you see like its hind leg is starting to thump the ground a little bit.
Aww.
And he's like, he started to nudge Crispy a little bit, and Crispy is just, I'm still mad at you.
He just like got super sad.
No. Like, I forgive you. It's tough being an adventurer, and sometimes you lose track of what matters sometimes. But don't you dare do it again! And she's pointing at you, and she's trying to be like real threatening, but she's like what, 4 foot tall or something?
Yeah, even then, I'm gonna.
She's small. She's a very small, angry potato right now. But
I'm just gonna pretend that she rolled a very high intimidation check.
Okay.
She rolled a natural 20. I kid you not. I really rolled a natural 20 when you said that. I'm like, I'm just curious. Oh, that's a natural 20. All right. Natural 20 for the intimidation, and her intimidation is -1, so a 19.
Oh my god! All right, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that yeah.
Okay. I won't. At least I'll let you know what happened.
He's just gonna lift his arms. And he's like, okay.
This, Toba at this point is like, oh, well, it's getting late. I feel like retiring right about now to bed. And Toba at this point is just going to walk off, and as he passes the bear, the bear's like, good night. And Toba exits the scene.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
As Crispy is petting the bear, it's like, does he have a name?
I actually don't think I ever gave him a name.
He takes a single claw and he starts tapping his he starts tapping his chin, and he then gets a little bit of an idea, something that he remembered his father naming them. He was a rather smart man, and he just says
Ursus.
URSUS. Yes, okay. I even spelt it right myself.
All right. Save changes. Okay. It should hopefully. Let me just refresh that. I changed the name tag on it on my side, so I don't know if you guys can see it.
The only name tag we see is our own, I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, So you are SUS. It must be just a DM thing that I can deal with. All right. So Ursus, and as soon as you say Ursus, like the bear like looks towards you, you see like one of its ears like flip up, like it's paying attention.
Aw.
It's like, welcome to you.
Oh, I already know its name.
No, I think that's a fine name.
Even though it's literally just the scientific name for bear.
Hey, if it works.
Hey, if it works, it works. Yeah,
All right.
I did talk with it.
And Ursus will be your name from now on.
Okay.
And he just lifts up his hand and he gives him a good old pat on the snoot.
No.
Alright.
Living for Ursus's from you there,
Yep.
Wabbit.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I can. Oh, can I not? Okay, so there's that. Can I? Oh, I'm trying to change some stuff here so that way I have it like listed as Drogar and Mount. Okay, Drogar and Ursus. All right, save changes. All right. I mean, I might have to like refresh the browser in order to get it to work proper, like. But so at this point, Crispy's like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. She just walks, up towards the sparrow's wing, and she will exit the scene. If I can get it to work correctly. There we go. And she exits the scene.
Okay. Yeah. And so he looks over to Veronan and Hum.
Hum has been hidden this whole time.
All right,
Oh, my
so
apologies. I thought you were just like up there.
Okay, so Hum, I need you to roll a stealth check then to see whether or not Drogar's passive perception will be able to see you.
I rolled an 8, and with stealth plus 3, that I just got 11.
Okay, and 11. And Drogar, your passive perception is 12. I can tell.
Perception
Yeah.
is 12. Yep.
So yeah, this entire time you'd like know out of the corner of your eye that Hum is trying to stay out of view. So, but you also know that she's probably not in a mood to really, deal with Crispy this late at night because she was, even though she be small, she is fierce.
Yeah, according to me.
So you waited for Crispy to head out, and as you say that, you like just immediately gesture towards Hum. Hum, you know that the jig is up, that they see you.
Oh.
Yeah, come on out.
She does so. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt anything.
No,
was-
it's fine. No,
I
seems
needed to. You certainly handled it as well as you did.
Well, if you consider handling it to be a bumbling idiot, then nail that one right in the noggin.
And then he just looked over to Veronan.
I think Toba had a good idea. Shall we retire and just call it a night?
Veron's gonna tug down his scarf and give him like nice big yawn. I think that's a really good idea. It's been an adventure.
What a versus here. I don't know if the sparrow's wing will be able to take in pets. Never mind one as big as him.
Oh, that's all right. I'll find another place for him to sleep, and I'll stay with him for the night.
No, as you're saying, you'll find him another place. You see that your bear's like shaking his head no a little bit.
No. What do you mean, no?
And at this point, so it's a bear, so it can't really talk, but you discern that because it's a magical Feywild bear, there's a little more intelligence to him than a normal bear, despite the stats.
Yeah.
So so a bit of magic to him, and as he like gestures out towards the wooded area of Wardbloom.
I see. You can just find another place to swim there. Fair enough. And then
He nods.
we'll see you in the morning. First crack at dawn.
And at this point, the bear stands up and, presses his nose up against your shoulder.
And of course, he gives him a good old scratch on the head while he does so.
You can see like the little stub of a tail wagging. So,
That's my boy Ursus.
and with that, Ursus is going to
And there we go.
and walking out towards the woods.
He gallops like a graceful gazelle.
And you hear, as he's going out there, you hear, "Oh, it's a bear! Oh, honey, we saw it's been sitting out there all night. I think it's like a circus animal trick." And you hear, this little voice going like, "Mom, that big doggy has a saddle."
You just see Drogar just put his hands in his head, and his head in his hand, and
Oh, the townsfolk have probably seen some weirder stuff. Let's be you may see some weirder stuff in like 5 or 6 sessions. Well, it depends on what happens, but
sees him crow.
Yep.
And so he goes off to the hotel to get his rest in.
Drogar is heading off to bed, and then next we have Veronan. What are you two doing?
Veronan's pretty much ready to retire.
Yeah,
He's ready. Yeah.
Yep. Everybody's going to bed.
Yeah. Hum reaches into her pocket and thumbs just fiddles around with the platinum piece that Drogar gave her for a little bit, just thinking before taking her hand back out and going in.
All right. And so with that, we exit the Sparrow Wing, and map and background, please. I can put this to the back. Rooster noise. It is now the morning of the 28th.
Oh, where's the...
All right.
Okay.
Yep. So everything should have refreshed there, and yeah. Oh.
There's a rooster noise.
There we go.
I forgot we had that. Oh my god.
Okay. So at this point, Veronan, Drogar. It is early in the morning, and both of you are waking up, and Toba is not there.
Where is Toba? Didn't he just go to bed last night?
Veronan's gonna look back and forth like, the other question is, how did we not notice him leaving?
Good point.
I mean, both of you took, you guys have probably been awake a little longer than normal just because Feywild nonsense. So getting forward, just, a lot has happened. You guys probably just like zonked out for a good long while. But everyone does have their full rest. So make sure to, mark that down in your sheets and all that.
Wait, nope.
Okay. Oh yeah, everything is all good. There we go. Okay, and all reset. There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
It's all done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Should we get the others at the very least?
Yes, we should convene with them. Maybe they've seen Tobar.
Right. I'll just go knock on the door to the ladies' room and see who is up, I suppose.
He goes back into the other side and knocks on the door and hopefully somebody answers.
Okay. So we are going to hum as you are asleep. This particular night, sometimes you have like crazy nightmares and something. This time around, nothing. Because the weird whispering that you heard before and after that mysterious voice told you, tomorrow the church help me. It sounded, those whispers were very familiar, but as soon as they stopped from last night and faded out, you haven't heard anything since.
She's just, she's curled up in bed, but her face is just covered in tears. She's just been weeping, when she walked in, she saw Crispora, just lying on the bed and just started feeling guilty all over again, so she just went to bed crying.
And as you're waking up, you hear the knock on the door. And Crispy's like, in a moment. And you see that Crispy is standing in front of your bed. And she's got her usual pack and stuff on.
Morning, Crispora.
Hey. I have to help out with the botanical gardens today. It's something I've had to do since you guys were gone for so long.
I'm so sorry about little Crispora. I had every intention of returning back to you. I really did. I kept debating it over and over, and as soon as I realized we were going into the Feywilds, I was begging Drogar that we turn back. I really didn't. I didn't want to leave you behind. I didn't want to leave anything behind, but got me to stay with them. Drogar has a family he needs to rely on, and I would never forgive myself if something happened to him that was permanent. And as awful as it is just leaving you behind like that, at least in Port Town and Wordbloom and here in the proper reality of Opulencia, you're otherwise safe. There's no promise in the Feywild of that safety. We already ran into that, even just trying to get back here. I'm so sorry that we left you behind.
Crispy is listening intently, and she's nodding along to what you're saying. It's like, okay. Bear is kind of cute, though. And you see like this small smile in front of her that, she's probably forgiven you. She's probably still mad. I don't want to take, all the characterization away from Jean, but all right. Coming. Are you decent?
I will be. Just need to readjust the veil and all that.
Okay. I'll distract the boys. And, so she goes up to the door, and Drogar, Veronan, you hear the unlocking. Crispy opens the door, very carefully, like, closes it behind her as she walks out. Did we need anything?
Good morning, Crispy. Where's is she not coming? Or?
She motions behind it. She's just getting ready.
Fair enough. So I suppose we can wait here.
Okay. I suppose the elephant's outside meditating again.
That's actually another concern we have today. We haven't seen Toba.
Oh?
He's disappeared. We were wondering if you might have seen him at some point or heard his footsteps or something.
No, I haven't. Not really.
This isn't like Toba.
It's not.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, just had to check something on my end. So,
right.
At this point, how long are you going to take to get ready?
Maybe like 5 minutes, just wash her face and then just readjust the veil and hood and pick up the drum and walk out.
Yep. So as everyone's talking in the hallway, the door opens up again and Hum joins you out in the hallway.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning. We have a bit of a problem. Have you seen or even heard Toba walking out of the room at all this morning?
Well, never have. Have you checked his meditation spots yet?
No, but I don't think he would have gotten very far anyway. He wasn't in the room when either me or Veronan woke up, and that's never happened much before that he would go this far. I'm not sure where he is.
He just he kind of scratched the back of his head, and he doesn't know whether or not he should be worried or not. But considering Toba's, a fully functioning adult, I mean, hopefully he's fine.
Well, if you haven't checked the meditation spots yet, then let's look there first.
Right. Oh, okay. Sure.
And okay, I guess we're gonna go check on his first meditation spot, which would have been
like right outside the door, one, and then just like down the door, somewhere down the way, just along the roadside.
Yep, just essentially just going in a what I think, if it's in my head correctly, just a little circle almost. Like is just like a meditation circle.
Yep.
So they go to check every which spot they can.
Okay. Just double checking some stuff. Okay. Okay, that's going to be that kind of check. All right, just for future reference. So you walk outside, and so bright early morning. It's like 9:00, and people are just starting getting things going. And you look over towards where Toba would be meditating, and there is no Toba.
Okay.
I'll check that off the list of things to check for a giant elephant druid.
How do we lose an elephant?
Oh, crispy.
Just straight up.
How do we lose a Loxodon as large as he?
So Crispy, she takes a look around. It's like, oh, I have to be over by the church real quick. So, hope you can find our friend. And with that, she like waves goodbye to all y'all, and just starts heading up towards the church.
Good night, Crispy.
He does the same, and so he's just putting his thumb and his pointing finger on his temple, just going like, how the heck do we lose something that large?
I guess we should check the other spots now. Where do I get the feeling he's not going to be at any of the usual hangout spots that he likes to be at?
All right. So, who is going to go hunt for Toba?
I guess it would be Drogar, unless Veronan wants to pick up the torch on that one.
Veronan's thinking about checking, of course, the obvious spots like the guild.
Okay.
To see if maybe he's over there. It does make sense. He is a full functioning adult. They shouldn't worry too much about it, but if they don't find him at the usual spots and there's been like no note left, then that raises cause for concern.
All right. So, just deleting some stuff onto the page because I can do that because I'm a DM. All right.
Yay.
So, okay. So, Veronan, you're gonna go check like inside the guild and elsewhere. Drogar is gonna look for all usual spots. What are you doing?
Hum is just thinking that the boys are just overreacting a bit and is going to go check on Crispy.
Okay, so you're going to head over towards the church?
Yeah.
Okie doke. So, you've all formulated your plans. We're going to start with the boys. So, what would be the Drogar and Veronan?
Yes.
Are you two working together, or are you two going to be like working separately?
I wonder if it's a good reason to split up. Maybe.
I was thinking it would be.
Yeah, cover more ground.
Yes. Even though we're hunting for a Loxodon.
Well, I will go this way.
And he just points in a general direction.
I guess just go that way and we'll rendezvous here as soon as we hear something, or don't.
That's
right.
Sounds like a plan. I will head to the guild to see if he's there.
All right. So, at this point, Hum is kind of like left you two to like not conspire, but to plan together. And Veronan is going to walk inside the guild, and we're just going to jump over to the guild real quick. Let me get jump overlay Veronan out of the token layer. And as you walk in, the place is usually as busy as normal. And let me see, you see Max there, and I want another character to be there as well. Which one other character? You know what? I think it'd be more important for this character to be here at this moment. We're gonna put her over in the spot. No, come on. Please work. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Character.
There you go.
There we go. Joan Fee's here. So Joan Fee is cradling a small little cup that is sort of like a little bowl. It's got a little lip at the end, a little handle, and the steam is coming off of it. And she is talking with Mac, and Joan Fee's like, "They went to the Feywild, huh?" "Yeah, I mean, that's what they told me." But oh, hey, Veronan, and Mac's waving you down.
Morning, Mac. How be it?
Just getting things morning. Yeah, I got the coffee all set for you. And he pulls out what looks like, how funny do I want to make this? So he's got like a little basket, and in this basket there are 3 cups of just coffee, and he just puts it on top of there. It's like, yep, I think that should be enough for you for one day, right?
And he will just reach out, take the basket. His eyes are kind of like bugged out right now, like, yes. And he just kind of like slides it to the side.
Yeah, there's no lids on those. I mean,
He'll take one of the cups out of the basket, take a sip, kind of.
Yep, it's coffee.
He'll kind of twitch a little bit. Just that first little bit hitting him, just twitch.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. I'm here to inquire about something.
Uh-oh. Microphone cut out, I think.
Now Jay's experiencing difficulties.
Am I?
Yeah. All we got was your.
Oh God.
And that's all.
Yeah, it's just a
Okay.
little bit.
Yeah.
Just continue on. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Yep.
Thank you very much.
I can figure out the story easily. Rock falls, Drogar dies.
Okay.
Screw you too.
So, Veronan, as you're trying to say this, like the coffee is hitting real hard. It's like, whoa, that was weird.
This is some strong stuff. Okay.
Yep.
As I was trying to say, one of our friends has gone missing, and it's kind of, well, I don't know how possible. How would it be possible for us to miss him? Have you seen Toba today?
Toba? No, I haven't seen the big guy out there. I mean, he's like thinking. Nope. Walked in today, looked over towards, that weird spot on the road y'all like to sit at for some weird reason. He wasn't there. But that's all I got. Hey, Harry! And you see the dwarf, little dwarf's like, yeah, what's up? Have you seen the big fuzzy Loxodon character? Nope. No, that's kind of a shame. Oh, well, Joan Fee, have you seen him? And Joan Fee's like, oh, no, I haven't seen him. Oh, that was weird. Yeah. Kind of odd. Oh, well, I'm sure he's around town. I mean, he's an adult. He was here last night. Couldn't have gotten that far, right?
True that. He's gonna take a sip of his coffee. It's just very strange. Had to do something, well, so staturous. And he's not in his usual spots either. And Drogar right now is looking for him as well.
Oh, well, sounds like you got all hands on deck then. But, hang on. Is Hum helping you out at all, or?
No, Hum had some business to attend to elsewhere. I saw her walking with Crispy towards the church. The church, I believe.
Yeah, Crispy. Yeah, it's been a thing that's been happening recently. Oh, we never did get to telling you. Hey, Joan Fee, why don't you talk about it? And Joan Fee's like, oh, yes. Well, there's been an issue with the botanical gardens over there. There's been some sort of blight of some sort.
A blight?
A blight of some sort on some of the flowers there. And, but tell me, you were in the Feywild?
We were. Longer than we thought we'd been.
Oh, well, Hank, and she's like, depends. So, just tell me all the stuff that's happened. Maybe I can help figure out what's going on.
To my knowledge, Veronan will take another sip of coffee, set it down, turn towards her. To my knowledge, this is what has transpired. Some strange little dragon bug thing by the name of Puck.
Puck, I know him. And she's like nodding along.
You know him?
Oh, yes. He's part of the Sealy court. He's the king's courier, essentially.
And Veronan will blink twice and wonder if he should inquis. He now is curious how much she knows about this, and is going to do a very long questioning session. The Sealy court. Like, is she prepared for this? I should ask.
I mean, she loved talking about the Feywild with Drogar, and she's very much a satyr. So as you can tell that she's like leaning in forward, and you swear that underneath her robes, like her little tuft of a deer tail is like twitching back and forth like it's wagging. And Max at this point is like, oh boy, here we go again.
So yes, this puck from the Sealy court told our Dragonborn warrior they had a present from Lord Oberon, I believe his name was. Am I correct?
Yes, Oberon. He's the king of the Sealy court. He's a rather interesting fellow, but
Is he now?
Yep, if he gave your friend a present, I'm glad he accepted because, well, it's like Joan Fee is, she's giggling. It's like, oh boy. He sometimes his gifts seem odd and weird, but in the end, they're always good. So it's a bit of a trickster, much like the Feywild usually is, pranks and all that. But he's a good king at heart.
So he is a good king.
Well, good in the sense of not intentionally evil. You say that you spent more time in the Feywild than you thought?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, time works differently in the Feywild. There are pockets of time, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
Oh,
Yes. Well,
you're like nodding along. It's like something like that. Yep.
So, the gift that Oberon bestowed upon Drogar was a bear of the Feywild.
Oh. And she's, her eyes are opening wide. It's like, oh, was that the commotion last night?
It was.
I was wondering why someone would put a saddle on a dog.
And
quick joke, ladies and gentlemen.
But after receiving such gift, Puck, as you say, as you mentioned, they are very much a trickster kind of individual, such as the king, as well as the king. Veronan's trying to control his tone right now. He's usually very good at talking, but the coffee is really doing a number on him right now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, hang on. So, bit of a non-sequitur. So, 50 gold was given out to all of you. That was divvied up appropriately to everyone. So, I'm assuming. I just remembered. I was like, oh, we didn't really talk about that, did we?
No, that's okay.
All right. I will go ahead and add 10 gold to everyone real quick on my end. So the players who are in the game, add 10 gold to your inventory. I'll add 10 gold to both Crispy and Toba because they are not able to be joining with us tonight. Where do I add that? Inventory, probably.
Yeah.
Yep, inventory. Oh, there's the gold. All right, everyone give yourselves 10 gold. So you're now at 20. Yep.
Radio.
There we go. Okay. That should save, hopefully. And then, so as you are talking with Joan Fee about all the Feywild stuff, we are going to go ahead and jump over to the church. And here we have, I'm just wrong layer. We're gonna have Hum, and I'm gonna not have Crispy in here. She's just gonna be out in the gardens looking at stuff. So Hum, what are you doing right now?
Well, she is initially looking for Crispy.
She's in the botanical gardens. It's clear as day that she's helping out some of the nuns that are there.
Yeah. Well, okay. In that case, she sees Crispy and just decides, okay, I'm going to keep my distance, and then just walks around the gardens because the voice that so clearly called out to her said that something was happening in the gardens later that night, and she's just trying.
The only words you received were, "Tomorrow the church help me."
Yeah. Well, in that case, she's just going to look around the gardens, see what's going on. See if she can spot anything in the daylight before the nighttime comes.
Okay, it is pretty clear. Now, this is very early in the morning, so it's like 9:30 or something. And that Crispy and the, well, quote-unquote nuns or acolytes or whatever you want to call them, the followers of Veleth of this church, they are currently doing some pruning. They are currently doing some weeds. And there, as you're looking over, there's one very clearly odd section to these flowers, because most of the time these flowers are like very large and colorful. Some of them are in bloom, some of them aren't quite in bloom. But there's a section of them that these flowers, they lean over, they kind of look like not quite bells. So the stem of it like goes up, thins over, curls down, and then you have the flower that's right there. So it certainly looks like a bell flower of some sort. But they look diseased, almost like a purple sort of look from this distance. As you are keeping your distance, you only see that these flowers that, you know, some of them, they're supposed to be like a deep blue color, but there are certainly splotches of dark purple that doesn't look like they should be there. And this is where you see Crispy is currently doing most of the weeding.
Tom is going to go over to the diseased flowers and kneel by them and just drum by them. Waiting in case someone comes close so that she could point it out.
Yep, and as you're there, Crispy looks up. You know what? Let me just throw Crispy in here. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm so disorganized. All right. Yep. All right, you are back. Yep. All right, so you hear like a zip sound from the woods, and oh, it's just Drogar. So,
I thought you were looking for Toba.
Hey, when nature calls, am I right? Okay,
fair enough.
So as you're sitting there, Crispy's like, oh, hey, yeah, want to help me weed a little bit?
Certainly. Just wanted to let you know these. I believe these are bluebells or whichever it is.
Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Okay, hold on. I'm just where is this? 3 and plus 3, that's a 6.
These are flowers, all right.
These are flowers. Okay.
You can definitely tell that they are flowers.
Well, these flowers are they seem sick. They seem like they just need a bit more extra care. If it's possible to let the other acolytes know.
Well, this has been going on for apparently a while now, for at least a week or so, and it's she like takes one of the as she's like reaching out towards one of the flowers, it like just like melts under her hand. It's like it's very much. She's got like gloves on. It's like if you're gonna help me weed, you're gonna need some of these. And she motions over for one of the nuns that are over there. It's like, excuse me, could you help? And there's this rather tall I'm trying to think like tan woman that's standing there, and she's got kind of like a nun's habit, but instead of it being like really restrictive, it seems like more flowy and a little more colorful, kind of like a light blue at the top, and then like a gradient goes down to into a white, and at the very bottom is kind of like a light green. So it's a little more inviting. It's oh, you're helping Crispy today.
To make up for leaving her behind.
Oh. Oh yes, and like you see, like when you say that, it's like there's like some whispering from all the other nuns and other from around you. It's like, okay, well, we have a basket, and she reaches over and grabs a basket, and then she like walks over to you, and in the basket there are some thick leather gloves, and it's like you just want to put the weeds into there, and we'll take, and we just toss them in the woods when we're done.
Of course, we'll do. She's a bit unnerved by the whispers, but she takes the basket, sets her drum and mallet in it, and then carries it around while she puts the gloves on. Okay, lead the way, Crispora.
Okie dokie. And she's pointing to you like, okay, so we need to look for these particular weeds and whatever. And we're going to jump over to Drogar, who is here. And so at this point, where is your bear? Where is Ursus? Okay, good. On my end, it actually updated the name because the entire time it was just Drogar's mount because I didn't want to name your bear without, your position and all that. So as you're doing about searching, you hear the clunk, clunk, clunk. And, you look up and there's Ursus. He's big and he's smiling. He's got like a tufted bunny for, his breakfast in his mouth.
No.
Oh, there you are. Wish I could have that myself, but that's actually something I need to ask you. Do you happen to pass by that Loxodon fellow by any chance on your way here?
As you're saying this, like the bear's head kind of tilts off to the side a little bit and tilts the other way.
Nothing, huh? Yeah, that seems to be a problem. We lost one of our members, and we don't know where he is. We can't find him in any of the spots that he normally stays in. None of his meditation spots either. Not in the hotel. Not even in the store. Well, I guess that just about covers everything, and I'm sure he'll turn up when he turns up.
At this point, the bear's like just looking at you, like kind of staring and confused. You're getting the sense that you're really just, you're basically talking to a somewhat smarter dog, but still kind of a dog.
he kind of understands.
You're doing the programmer rubber ducking right now, essentially.
Essentially, yes.
There is no thought behind those eyes.
head empty. It means we garden spaghetti. Whatever. Oh, goodness.
Well, I suppose maybe it's for the best we go find the others. I'm sure there's something else we can be doing right about now. Where did Veronan go?
I'm gonna mute my phone.
We most certainly are, phone.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
All right.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I guess Drogar at this point is going to go looking for Veronan now and see if he can gather up the rest of the team.
Actually, do me a favor. If you're out searching outside, give for me a survival check.
Sure.
Because as you were looking for someone, I'm just curious.
21.
21. All right. So, as you were saying like this, you happen to notice on the ground as you're walking back over towards the guild, because Veronan was going to be there, you happen to spot some Loxodon tracks.
Oh.
Yep. And you see them that they are walking out from the hotel and just trot, 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 trot. And then it stops and it looks like there was it looks like in the dirt that's here, look at it, and it looks like there was a bit of deformation in the ground. That's definitely not a foot. It's a something. But you clearly see that the Loxodon tracks, they walk over towards where this is and they just stop.
He just follows him and he gets to the end, scratching his head.
All right, we are going to now. All right, we're going to jump to inside the guild. And Veronan, how many of those coffees have you had?
Oh my god.
There were 3 there, so.
Yeah, all the cups are empty.
Empty upside down. Mac is, at this point, the back slowly takes the basket away as you and Joan Fee are talking a lot about the Feywild. So go ahead and just ask me any questions you want about the Feywild, and I will answer as Joan Fee.
Ooh, okay. So he's probably fully finished the story about the tree.
Okay. Oh, the tree. Uh-huh. So, and Joan Fee's nodding along. Oh, interesting. That's a very interesting. What color did you say that tree was?
It was let's see here. It was she went to
I think I still have it. Let me
He's trying to
I
read.
think it's purple, isn't it?
Yes.
Was it purple or was that when you guys lit it up?
Hang on. I'm dragging this out here and also making it available. So I will say right now, the tree is not appearing. This is just what the icon looked like. And see, the tree has got yellow eyes. And as you take a look at the as you recall, is that the leaves of it were like a deep sickly purple, as well as like, the green and all, as maybe like really green on top of. From all the attacks it was doing, there was like a sickly green purpley tinge to it.
Well, the best I can describe, there was like green, there was purple, but it was very decayed looking.
Oh, interesting. That might be related to what's happening in the botanical gardens right now.
What? And he'll just kind of like look up to her and just be like, "There's like, wait, so tree, botanical gardens, connection."
So,
Your connection's kind of chopping up, Jay.
Sorry. So, you're saying that possibly the Fey tree, I suppose that would be, has something to do with the botanical gardens and what's going on there?
from what you described to me, it seems like it would happen to be a sickly willow of some sort, and that it is possible that is leaking over here, although the place is known as Ward Bloom for a reason, but I suppose, she's like laughing, you'll have to ask Yuvin for the full story on the name of the town. It's not really my place to say. But suffice to say that if there's something sickly wrong with the Feywild trees, then perhaps the flowers over there, from what I was able to gather, is that maybe the two could have a connection of some sort. It's a little odd.
That can't be good if they're connected.
Yes, I know. But, let me tell you more about the Sealy Court. I mean, and at this point, you happen to see, hey, girlfriend! And,
Oh, no.
boy,
And the
bursting into the door is Shireen.
In the back of Veronan's mind, he's like, oh boy, this character.
Yep, and, shortly followed behind her is the wonderful Rochelle, colorful hair color, but she doesn't say anything. She just, quickly waves. And say, oh, my friends are arrived. Oh, we're going to be at this for a while. Well, if there's anything else about the Feywild, that if you need to know, then ask away. And say, oh, I'm coming. And, they take over their usual corner and they just start gossiping.
Veron's gonna think to himself for a little bit. Thinking about what was just told to him, the connection, there could be a possible connection from the sickly willow to the flowers in the church, and perhaps that information would be useful? And he starts to wonder if they know anything about this already, and maybe they haven't said this.
All right, and I'll also, as you were talking to Joan Fee about the Feywild, you would have learned of that, a little bit of how time works in the Feywild, that while it is somewhat tethered to our own, the backwards, forwards, and Joan Fee, talks about, if you take a right turn here, you could end up 5 years in the past, but if you take a slightly less right turn, it could just be, 2 minutes. And so it's more or less about the path that you take. And also, if you stay in a certain place for too long, then maybe time will go weird. But it's also, very complicated. It's a lot easier if you've lived in the Feywild and you know where things are going. You also would have mentioned, how, no. So how would you explain Drogar riding that bear around and it looked like he was, the Scooby-Doo Doring effect? And, it's not just time that's in flux in the Feywild, it's also space as well. So you would have learned a little bit about that while talking to Joan Fee. So, yeah, that's stuff you would now know. Because, you spent some time talking with Joan Fee, and I'm going to give that to you because I'm a good DM.
Thank you.
For now.
Okay. Yep. This is a lot to take in about the Feywild. So he's actually making notes as he was talking to her. This could be useful information later on. If they ever experience the Feywild again. Oh,
so
I like that.
That was the DM laughing. That wasn't another fairy dragon. Just FYI.
Okay.
So at this point, Mac's like, "Oh boy, I better start getting this stuff together." You gonna be all right, Veronan?
Yeah, I'll be fine. You do what you gotta do, Mac.
All right. Yep. I'm starting mixing the drinks, and oh boy, he's like, because God, that's Shireen. All right, I'm getting yourself ready, ladies. And Jumpy's like, oh, thank you. Shireen's, thank you. And Rochelle just makes a couple motions with her hands.
Well,
Veronan, what would you like to do?
So he's going to go ahead and pack up his little diary, whatever you want to call it, notebook, into his bag and thinks to himself, well, I need to reconvene with Drogar to see what he found out about Toba, because this is very concerning.
Yep. All right. So you're gonna walk outside of Wardbloom. Where is your character? Token layer. All right. So as you walk outside, you happen to notice that next to what would have been one of Toba's usual meditation spots, you see Drogar is down on the ground. He's like brushing his hand around, and there's Ursus over there, like sitting next to him, like looking expectantly for something.
And
There you are, Brittany.
have you found anything?
Yes, actually, something rather alarming. I found what appears to be foot tracks of Toba. They appear to go from the hotel and then towards here, but then they just stop.
And Veronan's going to notice this. He's going to see the trail that Drogar has been following and the point where the footprints disappear. Oh.
I think something much more than we realize is happened.
At this point, I wish I had gotten Detect Magic, but oh well. Hindsight's 2020.
All right. So, what are the boys doing now? And the bear.
I think that they need to go tell the girls about this too, because it's very clear that this needs to be addressed.
So,
what say you, Veronan?
Veronan's probably going to do the same thing because he does have some information to relay to everybody that he has learned about the Feywild. That would be very important for them to know. So he's going to look at Drogar and he's like, he can see the look in his eyes like, yes, we need to reconvene now.
Okay. So, as the boys are getting together, we jump back to the church. Your hands are starting to get a little raw just from working with all these parasitic vines or whatever that are in the Feywild, the sickly purple flowers. Crispy says, like, please leave the flowers be. Hopefully they get better. We also need to do this. And where are the two characters that I am looking for? We have coming down the corner. Okay, there's that one. There's this one, and then there's this one. Just getting these icons nice and big because I have these set up to be a certain size, and I have to resize them so that way they're just, you know, when it comes like to playing the game, if they're one square, that's perfect. But if it's our role playing, I like having a little extra square so that way, you know, we all get to see everybody. And as you were coming up, oops, I put that in the map layer. That's the wrong layer. Token layer. That way you can. Oh, good. Are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. There we go. On my end, when I move it from the map layer to the token layer, it goes translucent like it would be back to the GM layer.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, it's fun to do that. All right. So Hum and Crispy are out there, and Hum, you knows that the boys are walking towards you and their bear. And so there are some folks, you know, the nuns just go, oh, my goodness, what is that?
It's all right. It's all right. It's just my companion bear.
And, you know, the bear leans over and, you know, does the waving thing again.
That's going to be his saving grace from now on.
Yeah,
I mean, you rolled really high, so I'm at this point, word's gone around town that weird dragon's got a bear pet.
Oh my goodness.
It's all right. It's all right. It's just my companion bear. He doesn't do anything to hurt anyone. It's all right.
He just does his thing.
Anyway, Crispy, can we speak to you for a moment? There's something very important about Toba.
And I believe Hum is actually in the facilities right now. I just realized
All
that.
right, so yep. All right, so Crispy's like, "Oh, you can come over here, but could the bear stay outside the garden?"
All right.
As you're saying, it's like
Just stay
Ursus like
outside.
has a flower in his mouth and he's like chewing at it, looks at you, looks back at the flower, like spits it out.
That might be for the best.
Just stay put. Just
All right, so he goes over and the entrance to the botanical garden, it's a gate, and it's not like a particularly well built gate. It's more or less not like the most secure gate in the entire world to keep everyone out. It's more like a courtesy gate that if you wanted to break it down, you could, but it's unlocked. You take it open. The bear like sits next to it. On top of the gate, there's just like a wreath of flowers just like going all over. It's super beautiful. I'm not drawing it because that would literally take me days to draw something to. Yeah,
That's fair.
bit of imagination, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're okay.
So as you're going inside, as you walk over towards Hum, you notice that there are some flowers that have like a weirdly sick purple on them, but they're like a deep blue flower, and I've described it so already. But as you look over that, you see that it's like, oof. Veronan, you look over and you notice that the sickly color is very reminiscent to that tree you destroyed in the Feywild.
So there's possibly a connection. You're gonna notice him like opening his little book, reading the notes he's been taking, looking at the flower, looking back, and his eyes just kind of widen a little bit and his brow furrows.
There is a similarity, a very strong similarity.
Hum notices. Is everything all right, Veronan?
Veronan is just going to go ahead and share what he learned. So these flowers, so he notices the sickness right out, no rolls or anything, right?
Yep, you noticed. Yep, those are definitely sick, and they're very similar to what that tree had.
Has this been going on with all the flowers, Hum?
All of these ones specifically, at least.
Crispy is like, this has been going on for a little over a week now.
Aye.
It wasn't that long when I got back here to Wardbloom, thanks to Ruffin, that the next big job was figuring out helping out here.
A week, you say? He reads over his notes again about how time is distorted differently in the Feywild. He relays. So he reads off to them what he has learned about the Feywild, and then ends with, "And these flowers bear exact same color resemblance to that sickened willow we fought in the Feywild. There's a possible connection. But what? I don't know."
So what you're saying is it may be our fault?
That can't be ruled out, certainly.
How great are you in the sky? What have I done?
As you're saying, it's your voice behind you. It's like, I highly doubt it's your fault.
Oh.
It is.
Hum jumps a little.
Hi.
Yuvan.
Yuvan
is like, he's stern looking. He's like looking at the flowers. He leans over to the flowers. It's like, yeah, it's been going on for a week. So unless you guys were the ones responsible for making that tree in the Feywild wild, I don't think this was your fault. Leans over towards him. He like cups one of the flowers in his hands and he looks at it. Do you know what these flowers are?
Not exactly.
I can't say that I don't.
I guessed bluebells. I'm not exactly sure what they are.
They're not bluebells. They're death bells. That's what they're called. They're similar to life bells, but in the Feywild, these are what normally are. It's the reason why this place is called Wardbloom. Death bells are what ward off some pretty bad things.
So with these flowers being sick, whatever's warding them off is going to come attack us.
It's not a thing exactly. And at this point, he gestures over towards a gazebo. Wanna have a seat over there?
All right.
He starts walking over towards the gazebo, and everyone else follows. Crispy is. Crispy's like, I still got some weeding to do here, but you can go with them.
Hum
So-
is debating whether or not she should stay with Crispy or if she should go with the others.
So Drogar is actually just he contemplates for a brief moment and says to himself that maybe it's best he just follows and figures out what's going on. So he will go ahead and go and follow.
All right. So Yuvin's in the gazebo. I mean, this is just a generic church background that I drew just because I don't want to draw everything. But yeah. So Drogar is now going to be with Yuvin. There we go.
Yep.
Hum is sticking by Crispy for the moment. And Veronan.
Veronan's going with Yuvin because he wants to know what's going on.
Yep. And you're probably, I'm guessing you're like showing him notes, right? At this point, Yuvin would probably like, what's that you got there? Notebook?
Yes, I've spoken with someone who's very knowledgeable about the Feywild, and I've learned a
You
lot.
talked with Joan Fee, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have talked with Joan Fee, and she was very knowledgeable. I've been making notes because the Feywild is just still mysterious to us.
Okay, he's like looking over the note. As he's walking towards the gazebo, he's looking at the notes. He takes a seat within the gazebo, and presumably all the boys, follow suit. The bear, by the way, is like following outside the gate. He's like looking over.
Aww.
And there's a hedge that's like, as he's walking by, the hedge is taller. So like after a while, it's like you peek out and like only like the top of its head and the eyes as it's standing up trying to look over.
You just see a pair of wandering ears.
Yeah. So Zuvin's there. He looks over towards Hum and it's like, she just trying to make things up with her friend, huh?
Yeah, she's trying to. I mean, we did disappear without saying anything. We're all kind of guilty there.
You did.
It's my fault.
No.
We're all equally to blame, Drogar. It's not just you. I mean, one of us could have gone back and told her. So don't feel bad.
Right.
At this point, Yuvin's like, it wouldn't be the first time someone did something pretty stupid. Hell, I did something pretty dumb stuff when I was young as well in my adventuring days, but those are all behind me. So sorry about me going off on you last night. You gotta deserved it, but not in that way. So, yeah.
We understand. We understand.
Yep, he's thumbing specifically the notes of that you made, like the flower and the Feywild. Does kind of make sense. Closes it and hands the notebook back to you, Veronan.
And I'll put it back in the satchel.
Yep. So from what you told me about that sickly willow and those flowers over there, the death bells, you guys know about the Feywild, obviously, right?
We do now.
Yeah, you know what it really is, right?
It is a force of trickery that distorts time and space.
Yeah, he kind of like tilts his head to the side, goes, it's not exactly, it's not just the forest. It's like, he motions towards after the sunrise is like 10:30 right about now with all the talking to you guys done. What is that way? We've got, there's world out there, countries, and it all comes up to make our, world of opulencia, right?
Okay.
Yep. Well, the Feywild is not just a forest, it makes like another sphere motion next to it. It's like another opulencia. But it's like they're occupying almost the same space in it's a little bit beyond me, but essentially the Feywild is what we call opulencia if it was like magic was crazy wild, right?
I see.
Yep. So
That
in your
makes
studies
sense.
Yep. And you studied, you probably would have, whatever magic you would have studied at wherever you were. You went to some school, right?
Yes.
Some sort of. Okay, so you went to a school. I mean, I didn't get your entire background, but that's the fun part of playing this game: keeping secrets from all the other players.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
Yep. Yep. So you would have learned something about this. Maybe not into studying about extraplanar stuff and all that, because magic, boom, boom. To you, it just comes to you, right? You don't need to worry about all that other,
Small tidbit of background. He knows a little bit about the Feywild, not exactly a lot of it. This is the most he's learned, but from another being, he has.
Yeah. So Yuvin's like, yeah, it's kind of like that, but in the Feywild, there's a lot of magic, and some of it can be transported from the Feywild to here, and he motions towards. That's what the death bells there are for. They are the reason why it's called Ward Bloom. But what it's warding against, it's not a thing or a person. It's actually a place. And at this point, he kind of goes a little silent and quiet. It's like, it's not just the Feywild. That's another Opulencia. There is another. And at this point, he leans in. Do any of you know about Shadowfell?
That's not a familiar term with me. No.
Okay. Drogar probably wouldn't know anything about it being a farm boy. So, as Even goes, those death bells over there, they ward against Shadowfell. Apparently, if you take our Opulencia and its magic, he takes his hands in a bowl shape, and they're in the center of him. And then off on one side, he shifts the hands in a bowl shape to the other to way more magic. That's the Feywild. But on the other end of the spectrum, he takes his hands and puts them over towards the left side of him at this point. You have Shadowfell, which is not just lacking magic, but also draining magic. And you don't want whatever's there into our world or the Feywild. And it turns out the death bells ward off some of the stuff like that. But as that sickness that was affecting that tree there somehow affected these flowers, because they're from the Feywild. What happens in the Feywild could affect these flowers. And that's what you're saying. And you took down that tree. He's like, hopefully those. Time may get a little. Time is wibbly wobbly over there, I suppose. But hopefully those flowers turn out all right. Else we might be in a world of hurt.
Veronan kind of bites his lip a little bit. To put my mind at ease, we didn't just destroy the thing keeping this Shadowfell from coming into this world, did we?
Yevon looks at you and thinks, the tree was attacking you, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Well, it was a do or die situation, and he's thinking, it was what kind of tree was it?
It was a willow, from the looks of it.
I think your note said it was a sickly.
It was a sickly willow. Yeah.
That's what Joan Fee told you. So Joan Fee, I have a feeling that maybe it's a symptom, not the cause. That whatever was affecting that willow was, magic over there gets crazy, and here it's not as crazy, but it still affects those flowers. So I don't think you killed the source of the death bells protecting us from Shadowfell. That's probably not it. I would think. And at this point, he takes his hands and slaps his thighs. Well, I should probably head back to the guild. I'll let you know if any big work comes up.
Thank you. Of course. Wow, this is a lot. This is a lot to take in.
Yep. And best of luck finding your friend Toba. Hopefully he didn't leave you guys out. I doubt that after last night he would have just left you guys out in the cold.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't think that would have happened. We'll turn up soon enough.
All right. Well, Wait, so just like, all right, I'll find you if you guys need anything. I might be just writing down some notes on my end.
I'm writing down notes on my end of all this. Yep. So every time I write notes physically, I just imagine Veronan's got his book out. He's got his quill and he's just writing it down. Everything he's just learned. He slaps it shut and puts it in his satchel, looks at Drogar and thinks and says, things are about to get really crazy.
Meanwhile, Hum's just continuing to help with Crispy.
Yep. So at this point, Hum, you're helping out Crispy, and then you hear,
huh?
What's the matter? Crispy is telling you this.
It's. You didn't hear that?
Hear what? At this point, what's the matter?
Someone's calling to me.
Who?
A woman of some sort.
It's like, could it? Oh, hang on, I'm going to do a quick check. Hang on. So I rolled an 8 on my end. What is her? Oh, she's got a +2 in religion. All right, 10. Hang on. It could be Velith.
Even from last night?
Well,
it's just this.
What happened last night?
There was just this talking. The whispers that I was talking about while on our way to Mesaville. They cleared up finally last night and said that I should said that someone needed saving around here. It was that exact voice.
The words you would have gotten were, tomorrow the church help me.
Yeah, sorry.
So, not necessarily saving someone, just... Crispy's like, well, I mean, we're in the botanical garden, not the church, so... my child.
I'm here. I'm listening. Where do you need me to go?
That's not church. That's... You know, at this point, Yuvin's walking away. Yep, Yuvin's gone. Drogar, Veronan, you happen to see Hum is like looking around a little bit, and she's like saying, "I'm here" and whatnot.
Okay. Oh.
Hum is just looking at the building. Do I need to go in the building?
Crispy's like, that's, I mean, if Elf is the one talking to you, then there is a statue in there. I don't know how much good it's going to do, but I'm not going to speak on Jean's behalf on like how religiously associated Crispy is, but considering that she has spent a week with all of these nuns, she would have at least known something about Velith.
Hum debates about it a bit more, then sets the basket down, takes the gloves off, and picks back up her mallet and drum.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Crispora. Hopefully this won't take as long as it did before, but...
Okay, just don't disappear on me again, please.
I promise I'll do whatever I can not to. And she just gives her a hug.
Oh, she kneels down, gives her... Yep, she's hugging you as tightly as a little Genasi can.
I'll come back as soon as I'm able.
All right.
And if I can help it, I won't disappear. She stands back, stands back up, and then goes into the church.
All right, so Hum is going inside the church. Gentlemen, you happen to see that Hum has stood up. She's given a big ol' hug to Crispy, and she's walked inside the church.
Hello, again.
Yep, you're right there, Kaiju. So you happen to see Hum get up, hug, saying, "I won't disappear," and then you see Hum walking into the church. I assume you're all just going to be standing outside of the gazebo then. All right.
About to say.
Love, you're muted. You're muted.
Oh, okay. I was waiting.
Oh.
I was waiting for him to talk
Yeah.
first.
Retro's muted.
Hit the button.
I
Hit the
am
button.
Mother
There you go.
Hubbard.
Unmuted. There you go. All right.
Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties. I forgot I had to fix my
It's-
voice mod. Yeah, he's definitely gonna go ahead and follow in with
right.
the others.
Okay, so you are following Hum. Crispy's going to just maintain outside doing her weeding. Bear's going to stay outside. And you hear, as you're walking towards the church, you hear this soft little whine.
Oh.
But then, as you look over, like, the bear ears are like...
I think Crispy would, not to put too many actions into Crispy's character, but she definitely would just go over and just give Ursus a little comforting pat.
And okay, sure. As Crispy's like, oh, and Crispy like stands up, puts aside her gloves, walks over towards the gate, starts scritching Ursus to distract him a bit. And Veronan is going to.
He's gonna go inside the church as well.
All right.
Again, concerning behavior.
All right, so we're gonna go. Starting off. Come on, GM layer. Please work with me. GM layer. Clicked Hum's icon. We're going to start with Hum. Move that to GM layer. So a couple minutes before you gentlemen come in. No,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
All right. Move those over there. Hum, as you walk inside the church, there's hustle and bustle outside. The day is beginning. You step inside the church, and it is... kind of dim. The stained glass windows in front of you as you're walking into the good
Bless
night,
you.
Irene. That's a bless you. Yep. As you're walking inside, you see that the statue of Velith, I'm pretty sure I've described it the same way, but if not, haha, retcon, is that it is a large statue that's in front of the church, and it is a woman with like a veil on, and she's got her arms outstretched in front of her, and there's a large bowl that is in front of her. Presumably it's like filled with water for, whatever rituals that would happen here. But at the moment, it's currently empty as you are walking in.
Hum goes up to the statue itself and just kneels down looking up at it.
Kneels down, looking up at it. And okay, so Veronan and Drogar, you both walk into here and you see that Hum is kneeling before the statue of presumably Velith. And there's also other shrines on the other side for the other gods that are around here. I've described that. Basically, it's Skyrim. How can I say I'm unoriginal?
Right.
Again, if
okay.
it works.
Yep, if it works, don't break it.
Yep. He just stays quiet as she does her thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna sit back and observe.
Yep. All right. So there's like a pew nearby, a wall you can lean on. And as you are sitting there, you are kneeling up. Oh, hang on. Up. So I was going to try and hang on. No, you guys can't hear that. So you hear a water drop just hit the bowl as you're looking up, and you see, so there must be a leak in the ceiling. Except you remember that it's kind of bright and sunny out there today. Drip, drip.
Is the statue crying?
You look forward and you don't see that the statue is crying. Drip, drip, drip. And as you're noticing the water droplets, as you look where in the ceiling is the leak, you don't see a leak. It's like the droplets drip, 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 drip are coming from out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it turns into a trickle in a stream, and it is starting to fill up the bowl with water. Drogar, Veronan, you see what looks like a reverse water spout, slowly but surely appear in front of you, like a stream, and then it becomes this like a gush of water just going straight down into this bowl, and it's Hum, as you were kneeling, as you look up, and the bowl is starting to fill up and up and up almost to the rim, and then the water's drip, 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 drip.
What in the places was that?
Mark?
Hum is at first taken aback because of the water just filling up as immediately as it was, and then carefully leans over to look into it as it calms down.
Okay, as you carefully lean over to it, you can see in the reflection crying. Now, from your perspective, it would be like upside down, and it is a beautiful, soft-skinned woman. Her hair is silvery, and you can see that she looks down. It's like, my child.
I'm here.
Goodness, child, look at you. You've been through so much. And the water, and it looks like that a water droplet hits the surface, and it ripples, and the scene changes into something from your past. It is painful. That is utterly humiliating to you. And so Drogar and Veronan, you do not hear any of this. You just see that Hum is looking over. She says, "I'm here," but you don't hear anything from where you are.
He's just quiet. He's just like, why is she talking to a bowl?
A bowl of water that just filled up by itself. That's weird, right?
Exactly. Just like how is this happening, and why is she talking into a bowl? That's just its thought process.
Yeah, in Dungeons and Dragons, gods exist. People believe in the gods, and what they believe that they exist, right? So it's totally up to you whether or not you are. So that is a given. Now, whether or not the gods are worthy of worship, what exactly they are, that's totally up for debate. But up to you. You probably recognize that, yeah, this is some god stuff happening right here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, definitely.
Yep. And Hum, as you're looking into his bowl, it's like, you've been through so much pain. And another drop of water hits the surface, and it ripples, and then it shows off another memory of yours from not that long ago of being cast out from a society. And then the water ripples again, and then you see an image of you crying and some self-mutilation going on. And at that point, you hear the voice go, "But you are capable of so much." Drip, 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 drip. And it ripples, and you see yourself going into the Adventurers Guild with a flyer in your hand. "You are so kind." Drip, 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 drip. And the water ripples again, and you see an image of you kneeling next to a bandit, crying as a man just broken. "You are so brave." Drip, 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 drip. And you happen to see another image of you attempting to take care of rats inside of a barn. "And you are very creative." Drip, 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 drip. And you see another image of you fighting rock monsters in a mine, and you're using your drum to create thaumaturgy for vibrations as all the rock monsters are starting to congregate around that. Drip, 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 drip. The water ripples again, and the woman, the upside down image of a woman who is looking at you, she's crying so much. "But you need help. I need your help." Drip, 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 drip. You see an image of Rikkaku. Yep. Drip, 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 drip. And now that image of Rikkaku is replaced by a number of robed figures, hoods up. You cannot see their faces, but you instantly recognize what these robes are, what organization this is. What organization refused to let you join? Drip, 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 drip. "These people are being tricked." And as the image goes out, and you see that there is some sort of healing ritual going on. Drip, 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 drip. "These people are being taken advantage of." And you see that there is a field of people. All of them are sick. And as in this image, you see some of these hooded figures. They are casting some sort of magic that kind of looks like a healing magic, and one rises up, like very frail, and frail but clutching its chest and like very much alive. And you see the field of all the other ones just wither into dust. Drip, 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 and the water ripples again. And you see it looks like stars, and then some of the stars get brighter, but a bunch of stars in the background dim. And then drip, 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 drip. It goes back to the woman's face upside down looking at you. You must help me stop this. And you see the figure in the water, she's clasping her hands together. And you notice that she has multiple rings on her hands. Some are silver, some are gold, but they're all rather simple bands. And then she reaches for her left index finger and slowly takes off one ring. And it's like a weird upside down perspective. It's like if the statue's reflection was doing this. And I'm sure at this point you would have like glanced up at the statue and realized that the statue is completely just sitting there. But
yeah, she's this whole time she's just as the sort of memories just keep going back into her, the stronger memories, she would just clutch onto the bowl, trying to keep herself composed.
Yep, and at this point, as you're clutching onto the bowl, like some of the water like spills off on the side a little bit, and this figure like takes off the ring from her left index finger, and she is holding it out towards the water. This I leave to you. Help me. And at this point, you hear like the water is slowly evaporating. And this entire time, the reflection, it's kind of like a watery reflection, so it's like partially translucent. But as she's holding out the ring, you notice the ring, rather than fading with the image as the water is going down, it's getting more opaque. And as the water is filtering down to the bottom, and it's a very deep bowl, that ring like starts to float a little bit, and then by the time this God moment is done, the bowl is empty of all water, and there is a single ring that is sitting there at the bottom.
Is just gobsmacked and is absolutely terrified, and this whole time while she was been trying to keep herself composed, she was barely believing what she was seeing, but now that she sees the ring, she just couldn't keep it together anymore. She leans into the bowl and just sobs.
Okay, so gentlemen, both of you happen to see that this whole time she's been staring at the water, and now she is just leaning over and sobbing over this bowl.
Veron's gonna go rush over there, see what's going on.
All right, you rush over, and this entire time you've been sitting in the back, so you wouldn't have heard anything, but you run over to, and there is the very deep bowl. It's a little moist because the water was in there, and at the very bottom you see a simple band of a ring of some sort. It does have a slight blue tinge to it.
What happened?
It takes a while for her to just regain composure. She doesn't even hear Veronan. And just after a while, she finally regains enough composure, just looks at the ring. She doesn't even look up at him. She just looks at the ring.
It is a very pretty ring. And it's rather enticing. It's got a soft energy to it almost. I'm not sure how much of a magic person you are. But
I get it.
No one has detect magic, so
And she just, what she is doing is just, the only thing she could say is, my lady, my dear lady. And that's all she could bring herself to repeat over and over again, just while looking at that ring.
Veronan's gonna hear this. He's gonna look at Drogar and then look back at Hum and just be like, maybe let her have her time.
The Drogar from the back just kind of nods and, doesn't go any further than that. And I guess he's just gonna leave them be for the moment.
All right. So you are exiting the church. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
All right. So Drogar is outside the church. Veronan.
He's gonna sit on a pew and kind of wait for things to cool down.
All right.
And then
keep
ask.
an eye on-
Yeah, keep an eye on things. That was
Okay.
kind of weird.
Right.
And it's at this point that let me look for a character, the most appropriate character. Georgie walks in. And it's like, he's like walking into the church, and you would hear the footsteps behind you. They're very soft and somewhat familiar. And okay. So Georgie walks up and is like, "Oh, hello, my boy. I never figured you won for the gods. And oh, it's Hum. Why is she crying over a bowl?"
Well, I can't quite get an answer out of her. Something strange happened here.
Jane. He looks over to Hum, and he's like walking over to Hum. "My dear, is everything all right?"
I'm not sure. And she very shakily, just carefully brings the ring out of the bowl.
As you reach for that ring, I need you to make a Constitution and say, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not."
Well, screw you too, Wabbit. Jeez.
Dang.
Yeah.
Bruh.
As you reach for the ring, as it feel that there's magic in here, but it's a soft, kind magic, and you feel that it definitely has some power to it, of some sort. And as you bring the ring, Georgie goes up and is like, "My God, that's Felis' ring. However did it end up there?"
She knows.
Oh, he was about to. She knows, but actually, no, I don't think that's my place to ask. But that ring you have there, it's very interesting. Velith is maybe I'm not the best person to explain this. At this point, he's like leaning on the bowl a little bit. Velith is the goddess of benevolence, someone who is, kind, never wants to be the focus of anything, but always wants to help. And that ring of hers is what can help. If you actually... He looks over at your drum, looks back at you. That boy over there sitting on the pew, your friend.
What? And she didn't realize, like, the whole bowl thing. Like, this is actually the first time she realized that anyone's followed her in. So she looks back, sees Veronan.
Yep, Ronan's sitting there on a pew, just like looking at you, just like, with like a slight concerned look on his face, because you're not sure when he entered in. I don't think either of them called out to you or anything. So
Yeah. So yeah, she looks back. We are guild mates. She very carefully she's cradling the ring as if it's like the most fragile of eggs, and just stands up, calls out to him. How long have you been in here, Veronan?
Quite some time. We, Drogar and I saw everything. We were talking to somebody, but we didn't hear anyone there.
And she looks down at Georgie. And you're sure this is Velis' ring?
oh, Velis' percussive ring, no doubt. Oh, actually, as you take this ring, as you look at it, it actually has a slight violet tinge to the coloration, because in the water, as it was coming down, it looks blue. But now that you have it in the light, it's actually more of a violet color. So kind of like that blue, violet, indigo sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, hang on. I'm adding some stuff. It's going to be fun. Trust me.
Naturally, yes, yeah.
Yep. Because I found a way that I can do this. I'm like, oh my goodness, yes, I have to. Custom. I need to rename this custom. Come on. Edit. So it's a So Georgie is like, you want to have some fun with that? Well, I'm sure that ring may be helpful, but if you wear that, it's a percussive ring. What would happen if you were to wear that while hitting a drum, perchance?
You're gonna see if Veronan kind of like ducked down behind a pew. He kind of gets an idea of what's about to happen.
Hum is cautious about it. She looks at the ring, she looks at the drum. She also looks at Veronan, or at least where Veronan was, because he's hiding. I should whatever it is you're suggesting, this should probably be done outdoors.
Oh, yes, of course. We can obviously step outside. And as he's walking outside, he like motions towards Veronan. If you want to see like him motioning towards you or just him walking by, it's up to you.
Yeah, he'll see the motion. He'll follow outside.
All right. Okie doke. You all step outside. GM overlay. You see Crispy and Ursus is over there, as well as, where is Drogar? Drogar as well. Let me just get him over there. GM overlay. Token layer.
There you go.
Yep, Crispy is petting the Ursus, and Drogar's over there also petting the very large bear. And Crispy is definitely laughing and having all sorts of fun.
Is happy to see that some amends are being that some of the there's some goodwill between Crispy and everyone else. And she looks back down at the ring and carefully puts it on.
All right, as you put that on, you feel a slight rush of magic going from your hand, going all the way up to your shoulder a little bit. It doesn't hurt. It's just like a tingling sensation. It's a little weird, but it's not unpleasant.
She's not used to that sort of feeling, so.
Yep. All right. Range on this is going to be There we go. I'm just putting some stuff together. I found out that I can just add custom stuff, custom actions and items. So as you put this ring on, it just making sure everything is correct. Spellcasting. Yep, it's something I can't really just do. I couldn't just add this action until this moment happened, and unfortunately there's no way for me to create the action first and then enable it. So all right, that should be good. All right, is it not wanting to show up? Okay, hang on. So
well, I can see it.
Oh, you can see the action, or can you see the?
Well, I'm looking at the description for it.
Oh, yep. So you have Velis Percussive Ring, and as you put it on, it's not an attunement thing, so you don't need to attune to it, but it's very much a bard thing, and you can feel it in your hand. And I believe I have added everything I needed to it to get it to work.
So I just equipped it, I think. I just put made that active. Actions.
I might have to go back and reset because the wonderful people at D&D Beyond doing all sorts of things. Yep, that's there. I have to. Okay, so if you go to attack, there should be an other, and you should see it there. So if I were to click a button here, I can start the attack. So Georgie says, "Is like you see that bunch of flowers over there, the yellow." There's he points over towards these. They look like dandelions, like the white dandelions, except they're more yellow and reddish in tone. He said, "Why don't you go ahead and hit that drum of yours while thinking about aiming that direction?"
I'll certainly try. Right. Just need to. I'm trying to find where attack is.
It's if you go to the actions tab and then go to attack, it should be there. You might need a refresh in order to get it to show up? Because I believe I have everything all set up there.
I have unarmed strike, 2 actions, and other.
Yep, under other. You should see Velet's percussive ring attack.
No. But,
You can... I mean, I have it on my end. Maybe I just need to exit. And, we'll figure that out. Hopefully it'll be there if you, like, refresh or something, because I see it on my end.
yeah, hold on. Let me just, Okay, conditions, actions, attack. There we go.
Yep, Velet's percussive ring attack. So for the podcast listeners, this is a ring that is... Oh, there's somewhere around here. There should be... Oh, I need to look at the inventory. What did I write down for this? This unassuming ring has a slight violet tinge to the coloration. When worn while beating a drum, make a ranged spell attack. It's 1d20 plus your spell casting ability modifiers plus ability score proficiency bonus against one creature within 80 feet. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 plus spell casting ability modifier in force damage.
Okay, so what do I... So shall I...
So
what die do I roll?
So first you would make a d20 roll to see whether or not you hit a bunch of flowers.
Okay. I hit a nat 1.
Okay.
Oh,
So you hit a natural.
my God.
All right. So
Well, it's the first time I'm using this thing, so...
Yeah. So you hit the drum, and it's like boom. It's like you hit like the rim of the drum, and it kind of like hurts your hand a little bit. So it didn't quite work, unfortunately. George is like, it's the first time. Let's just give it another shot.
If you say so.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I don't generally wear... This is why I don't generally wear rings to begin with. 12.
12. All right. So their flowers, they have like an AC of like what, 2? So so go ahead and roll damage, which is going to be yep. So it's going to be a 1d8 plus 2. At least it says plus 2 because it's going to be your charisma modifier. I think it is. Yep, charisma modifier. It's...
Oh wow! I hit a 7.
7. All right, 9 points of damage to a bunch of flowers. So as you take this ring and you know, the first time it was like, ow, that hurt. All right, so maybe a little focus, and you hit that drum, and you feel like there's a force just whoosh, coming right out for it, aiming towards these flowers, and the flowers just, like, much like a kid blowing out a dandelion, but instead of just a kid blowing out it, it's kind of like a leaf blower. These, they just whoosh, pollinate, and they just go, the seeds just go flying away on the forest, and Jordan's like, that's the good stuff. Yes, no need for a weapon when you have that sucker on you, right?
Is just stunned.
It's certainly valid for you. She's a benevolent kind of person, but yeah. Oh, well, I mean, not like her son, Jonias, who's, he's a whole other deal. He's more associated with, like, paladins up north in the, hang on, I said up north, where are they? What's the religion? Yeah, Mehemar. Right. Mehemar. They follow more or less him there, but, well, still, fellas every now and then gives a good kick.
Oh, I see.
Yep, and at this point, it's like... So, congratulations on your new toy.
Thank you.
Hey!
I mean, hey, if you weren't going to use a weapon, I was going to give you something, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So at this point, Georgie's like, well, I've certainly had my bits. I need to go about town. So, doodle pip. He like waves to everybody. He like stops and looks at the bear. It's like, can I pet the bear? Is he friendly?
Of course he's friendly. Of course, just nice and easy.
All right. I'm just going to do a quick animal handling check.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's
my
a
goodness.
3 plus a 5. So as Georgie like walks over and like starts scratching a little bit, the Drogar, you notice Ursus is like a little unsure about this, but it's like,
Of course, Drogar tries to, like, try to make him relax, and just kind of pets him on the back of the neck and just kind of whispers something and just like, calm down, it's okay.
Yeah, but he's just an old man. He doesn't know which way the fur grows, so he's scratching like the opposite direction.
Oof, against the grain.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the bear's not going to attack. I'm not going to be that kind of a DM. Like, all right. That's a good book. Pats the Ursus on the side and say, all right, off I go. Waves everybody and just goes about his way.
And so he just, Drogar waves, and he looks over to Hum and just goes,
Wow, that was something. So that's the power of a god.
By the looks of it,
Well,
she's just looking at the ring, just stunned still.
Stunned, and it looks really good on you. Not gonna lie, that purple really does bring out the color of your hair a little bit.
It's definitely worth something. Just try to keep an eye on it. It really brings out your eyes.
You've never seen my eyes, Drogar.
Well, I tried.
he just kind of shrugs it off like I tried to be flirty.
Hum smiles and gives a small laugh. That it is.
Well then, with so Drogar just goes,
Toba.
Oh, wait, you didn't find him yet?
Well, no, actually, me and Veronan were actually over here to let you both know that I found some tracks leading to nowhere, essentially. They headed off from the hotel and they just stop in the middle of the road and have not a damn clue where he could have gone. It's worrisome, to say the least.
Hearing about the tracks, Hum is starting to regret doubting these guys. So, let's go see where that is going.
Okay. So you all
follow me.
there you go.
All right. So you are all now heading outside of Wardbloom. Crispy's going to stay behind, just helping out.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I need to close that tab. I was setting some other stuff up as well because I thought you guys were going to do something different because Joyce being a team. All right. So, Drogar, you lead Hum and Veronan and Ursus over to the spot where Toba apparently just disappeared.
So as you can see, as he leaves the hotel, he just walks off into that direction and it just ends. There's no scuffle, nothing. I would have assumed if anything had happened, he would have left any other tracks, but they just disappear as if he was taken away somehow, and not even so much as a struggle. I don't understand it myself, but I think there was room for worry earlier.
What roll do I need to make to look at whatever divot it was that ends at the tracks?
I think that would be probably survival or let's see. So survival would be tracking, which was already done. And then we get to trying to figure out what that thing is. It's going to be like an intelligence check of some sort. Make an investigation check. That sounds like the best one to try and figure out what investigation is. When you're looking around for clues and make deductions based on those clues, you make an investigation. That's definitely an investigation thing.
Okay. 11, which is +3, so I've rolled a 14.
14. Okay. You look at it, at this divot, and it's a very sharp corner of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And as you look at it, you happen to see. So you're looking at it, it's like, what? It's, Really, all you can make out in the dirt that's there is that whatever it left behind is a very definitive sharp corner of some sort. Like, it is at least a block shape of some sort. But beyond that, you aren't too sure, other than it's like a block-looking shape.
He probably may have been caged up. Whatever it was.
Caged?
Drogar, you're looking at the corner, and a cage for someone the size of the Loxodon. If that little corner, she probably pointed out the corner towards you, and you realize that the corner is facing away from where the tracks are. It's not like where the footprints end. The corner is not in a direction that a cage would make any sense. It's like the corner suggests that it's like whatever it was is more or less, Toba would have been like looking at it.
Oh.
Do you?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yes, this isn't good. So what do we do?
I don't know.
Yep. At this point, you guys are next to the Adventurers Guild, and you hear the doors open, and you just hear a old woman sobbing, leaving the guild.
Huh?
Huh.
Miss?
Hello.
Is everything all right?
Oh, yes. You must be the adventurers Yuvan was talking about.
Yes, it's what seems to be the problem.
It's my son. And she's just starts crying and sobbing. He said, Yuvan said you would help with my son's ashes. I left them inside the guilds. It was his dying wish.
Hum goes over and offers a hug.
Thank you
for the woman.
She's crying in your shoulder a little bit because she definitely needs it.
Yeah, Hum hugs her warmly and hums to help soothe her.
Thank you. You're very kind.
I'll certainly try. Whoa,
Bless you.
bless you.
Whoops.
How
I
did
guess
everyone
Drogar heard you.
What happened? Did they go missing, or were they taken?
No, he died. He died. Out in Tlimmer, he died. And
Oh.
Tlimmer would be a country way, way to the west from here.
Oh.
But it is still part of the Corvos Union. So, and at this point, it's like, his ashes are in there. Ewan said he would give you a job about it, and you probably ought to ask him for more details. I must return to my home.
Will you be all right? Will you be needing one of us to hook you back?
I should be fine. It's a safe town after all. I just need time alone.
Of course, dear.
At this point, she's like, walking over towards the church.
I suppose we should go talk to the guild about that job.
Hopefully Chris Bora could help the lady as well.
Yep.
Poor woman.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
So, at this point, we all walk inside the guild, minus the bear, because that's just weird. And at this point, Yuvan is there. Mac is over there just doing his Mac things, mixing drinks or whatever. And next to Yuvan, there is a very ornate jar of some sort. It's got two little handles on the side. It's got some plating on it. You can't quite read what it says unless you get closer. Yuvan looks up and goes like, "Oh, hey, and you like finding your friend?"
Well, nay, to be honest. Sorry, and mine's still kind of frazzled from a little earlier. We met the woman.
Oh, yeah.
The poor mother.
Poor Gertrude. Yeah. Well, your next job, it's going to be, well, starting tomorrow morning. It's kind of late to start now, unfortunately. But, these are, he puts his hand on top of the urn gently. These are her son's ashes from the war. And you guys are in a bit of a hike starting tomorrow. Because she requested that his ashes would be spread across the peak of Mount Zareen. And Mount Zareen, if we were to go over to the Covation map real quick. Hang on, that's drawing from all the last time.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry about that. Let me just clear all that drawing. I said clear drawings. Why is it not working the way it's supposed to? Is it because it's on the wrong layer? There we go. Oh, I think there's also a GM overlay clear drawings here. So that way.
Right.
So you can see off to the west is that there is a Mount Zareen there. And you guys would have probably known about this because it's Mount Zareen. You can see it in, it's a pretty tall mountain. And you can see it from Wardbloom if you get to the right angle, but there's also just a bunch of trees. So going back to inside the guild, Evan's like, all right, so your job, it's a 3-day trip, I think. Could be 4. It depends on how quickly you go. But otherwise, yeah. Your job starting tomorrow is going to be doing the last rites for the departed.
Of course.
I sincerely hope you are all ready for the seriousness of all this. And as you were all talking about this, getting all of that going, all of a sudden you hear this this opening door behind you. And you all look, and there is Toba. Just shaken. He is shivering, he looks wet, and he is holding a book of some sort.
Where have you been?
I'm not going to take away his words here, so I would like to end this session right here at this moment, where Toba has reappeared with a book in his hand. You guys have your job for tomorrow morning.
Oh, man,
These cliffhangers.
Oh no!
I'm so evil, aren't I?
You monster!
Howdy, folks. Thank you kindly for checking out the D&D World Campaign. If you want to catch us live, you can join us at twitch.tv/Rikkaku and the Sai-Krowe every other Wednesday night at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific Standard Times. For updates, follow us on Twitter and Discord. All links will be in the description below. Want to watch another episode, or if you're just into retro gaming in general, keep it tuned here to the Retro Planet. Until next time, may the dice forever be in your favor. Peace, I'm out on the Sai-Krowe.